Hello YouTube, this is Jessica from SamAPKs. Welcome to another tutorial. In this tutorial, we're going to continue where we left off in the last tutorial. And this one is going to be a little bit of a special tutorial because if you watch my last tutorial, this is what you're seeing right here. In my last tutorial, I showed you how to get access to your Raspberry Pi and be able to not only get access to it and use the graphical user interface on a headless Pi. This is what I'm doing here in my last video. I also show you how to do transfer files, images, files, music, anything, it doesn't matter. And I show you how to do it from the Raspberry Pi in my Mac laptop. Some people ask me whether that was applicable to Ubuntu Desktop, from the Mac to an Ubuntu Desktop, or from another Ubuntu Desktop to another Ubuntu Desktop. The answer is yes, it's completely applicable. Everything that I mentioned in my last tutorial is applicable also to Ubuntu because the Raspberry Pi is Debian based and Ubuntu is also Debian based. So I think almost everything that I said is applicable. But having said that, to make it easier on you, if you want to access another Ubuntu computer, it could be a virtual machine, it could be, um, the only way to get to these things sometimes is through a server, VNC, and it's a pain in the butt. If you've ever had to do it, sometimes it can be really easy, sometimes it's just not working at all. For those people that want an easier way, that's why I made this tutorial, so you can actually do it from Raspberry Pi data or from Ubuntu. Okay, and you can do it from Microsoft also using PuTTY. You can connect into everything that I'm going to be showing you now. But of course, you're coming from Microsoft, from so you know how, if you're in the Microsoft world working with Linux systems, you know what I'm talking about. So I'm going to stop this. If you want to watch more of this tutorial, you can go and watch it. And so I'm going to stop it here. And what I'm going to do, I have a cheat sheet here for things that you need on both computers. On my Mac, if you're coming from a Mac world, you know you need to have Xquartz installed, and you can do it through Homebrew, through the brew install. If if you're doing it from an Ubuntu to an Ubuntu, or from an Ubuntu desktop to a server, then you need to make sure SSH is installed. And the way you know if SSH is installed and running, you need to enter this command. I cannot enter this command into my Mac because it's a Mac, and there's certain things that do not work. Like if I try to enter this command into my Mac, it will not work. Let me see. IPADDR show it complains. So some of these commands will only work on your Ubuntu. So make sure that you run them to make sure that they're working. I mean, if you want to know your IP address on your Mac, instead of IP address, you just do ifconfig and it will show it. And for mine will be EN0. This is this one right here. So that's my where is it? I just lost it. It's right there. Okay, so do that to your server or your Ubuntu desktop that you're trying to access. Make sure you find it. Okay, once you do that and you make sure that SSH is working, you're going to, on your computer, you're going to make sure that you enter that command. And if it's not working, if it's not active, you need to install it. For example, you just enter this command and it's going to, if it complains or it gives you a funky error, just do sudo apt update, sudo apt install OpenSSL server, and then try again. And then you do the status, start. If it doesn't start, make sure that it's go back and do what you have to do. And if it starts, then enable it. And once you're ready, then we're gonna skip this for 1 second. Let's just get it. So I'm assuming that by now you are here in this step. So now we'll do it together. So we go SSH, X, username, IP address. By now you know the IP address, so it will be 192.68.01. I think is what's that one? 136. Then it's going to ask you for your password. If you've never done it before, it's going to ask you, are you sure you want to do this? It's going to ask you for fingerprint and all that. Just say yes, if it's your computer, of course. So just enter your password. And now, hopefully, everything works and you're in. So now I'm inside my computer. As you can see, welcome to Ubuntu 24. That's not my Pi. This is a different one. So now let me clear this. And now we're inside the computer, right? So now, once there, we need to install Rust because we're dealing with Rust, close to the bare metal. So now we're ready for Rust. So we're going to enter this command to make sure, just copy and paste. I'm gonna put this on my GitHub page, by the way. So don't worry if you don't get it. And then paste. And hopefully, I already have it installed, but Control C. I'm gonna cancel it because I already have it installed. So I'm gonna cancel installation. In your case, you're gonna do it and it's gonna go over. It doesn't take that long, believe it or not. It's pretty fast. So once it is done, you're gonna source the to make sure that all the changes stick. So you're gonna do that and then hit enter, and then everything that you did is going to stick. And if not, you can also exit also. I don't want to exit because I don't want to have to connect again. Okay, so now we're here. So hopefully, if you follow along and everything is good, you can check to make sure. Oops. RUC version. RUC version. And hopefully, you get to see that. And you also want to check your cargo to make sure your cargo, you need cargo. You cannot, cargo is awesome. So obviously, and I think they need to match. I forgot. I get them confused, but I think they need to match. So make sure that it's better to match. I think they need to, but don't take my word for it. And now you can do a cargo no hello world. We'll do that together. Why not? To make sure it's working. And you create it. And where is it? It's right there. So we're going to cd hello world. Clear these. Cd hello world, and now you have your toml file and you have your src file, and now you're there. Okay, so if I do a tree structure of the program so far, let me get out and do it from the outside. Do hello world. That's what your tree structure should look like. Okay, so now we're here now. So that's good. If you're here, you're golden. Now I'm going to go into my directory that I created. Is under Rust, CD remote manager. This is from my last tutorial, if you remember. So I'm going to go clear ls CD remote manager again. And now this is, you're not gonna have the lock because you haven't run any cargo yet. You're not gonna have received files because you haven't done it yet. You're going to only have SRC and you're not gonna have target yet. We're gonna get target now. So now this is what my tree structure looks like for this directory. So I'm going to show you because that's where we're going to be creating. This is what I did in the last tutorial, and as you can see, they're right there. So I'm just copying and pasting from my last tutorial. This is the tree structure that I have on my Mac, and being that is Rust multi-platform, FLTK multi-platform. So everything that I have here, I can bring here with very few exceptions. But the code, I already sanitized it that it works on both. So now we're gonna create this file, the librs. So we're going to go here. Actually, let me open another terminal so I can show you without having to be getting out in and out all the time. Just go 345 at 192.168.0.136. And I'm just opening another terminal into my computer so I can show you stuff as we go. So now I'm going to show you what's inside my lib file. So I'm going to do remote and remote again, ls cdsrc, and now nano lib. This is what is inside my lib. So you're going to create that file. You're going to create lib that are under your src. You're going to create lib.rs, and you're inside there. You're going to put this file. You're going to put public module network, public module UI, public module utils, and these are network, UI, utils. So once you do that, get out of it, and now I'm going to show you what my main looks like. Main RS, and I'm going to show you. It's nice and small, and this is what my main file looks like. Use remote manager. The name of my file of my project is going. I should show you the cargo tomo also, so they have to match, or you're gonna get an error there. I still haven't changed the name. PyManager. That's from my last tutorial, so don't get confused. It's bringing everything for the environment variables from the standard, so you can use the command line and the arguments. That's what that is. This is your main point of entry for the program. The usage, the arguments, it has to have less than 3, and it's going to be the target IP, which it will be 0. It's going to be the client or the server, either or. And here we've done that. I'm not going to go too much into detail in this because I'm assuming that you watched my last tutorial. But in case that you didn't see the main file in the last tutorial, here it is. That's what your main has to look like in order for everything to work. So you're going to have use remote manager, and I'm going to put this in my GitHub. But I'm giving you some time here to copy it, and I'm going to exit now. You can stop it if you want. And now we'll continue down the directory. Now we're going to go into the network directory and nano network connection.rs. This is what the connection.rs looks like, my connection. And I went over this in my last tutorial. If you want to know what it looks like, it's right here. And if you're copying, if you don't want to watch my last tutorial, I'm giving you some opportunity here to copy everything. But everything has to match. And I'm going to show you the whole thing. There's about 100 lines of code, but by now you should have had a chance to. If you don't want to go to my GitHub, I'm doing this for you. So now I'm going to Control X out of it. Now I'm going to show you the next file. Is mod.rs. These are just the modules, very short. Where am I? Mod.rs. And that's all there is in that file. This is on your source network mod.rs, connection protocol, public use connection, network message, and protocol. Okay, I'm going to close on it. And now I'm going to show you protocol. And no, I can't type today. Protocol. Oops. Network protocol. And that's what is inside my protocol file. So you have to bring in stuff from FLTK for the bindings, for the FLTK bindings. You have the image crate. You have standard IO, self cursor. I go into detail in my last tutorial about this stuff. If you want to know more in detail what's going on here, you need to watch my other tutorial. But I'm giving you this chance here to have time to copy and paste it. And I'm going to close it now. Okay, so now I think we're done with the network directory. Now we're going to go into, oops, wrong one. Now I'm going to go into the UI, all the user interface stuff, clear this, and then do nano src. Oh, I'm already inside src. What am I doing? Nano UI file browser. I went into really detail in the last tutorial about this file because this is what allows us to do all the file browsing on that I'm going to be showing you. So all of these is just the same I'm using the same file. I did not change one character. So it just gives you some opportunity to copy and paste. And like I said, if you want to learn more about it, I spent 20 minutes talking about file browser and manager RS in my other tutorial. I don't want to repeat myself again because we can do something more interesting. So Control X. Now I'm going to show you manager RS. This is one of the most important files. These are the two files because these are the two components that control everything. This is controls the file browser widget and the connection, all the TCP stuff. All the FLTK bindings, the multiple multiple producers, single consumers. I always say processes. All the struct for the Pi manager. I spend like 15 minutes talking about this because this is the meat and potatoes of everything. This is what you see. Everything. This is the menu. This is where all the connections are created. All the user interface, the run function that is coming up. That's the run function right there. And now you're going to see the handle receive function. And I don't want to make this tutorial too long, that's why I'm going fast. This is your handle receive file. And that's the end. So now we're gonna close that one. Let me go back up again just in case you miss anything. And if you miss something, just go to my GitHub page and I will put it there. Okay, so I'll go up, and that's the beginning. Okay, now I'll get out of there and now show you what the mod looks like. There's not much there. There's only like 3 lines of code, 4 lines of code. The module file browser, module manager, the use file browser for the widget, file browser widget, and the manager, the Pi manager. I didn't change the name, so I'm still using the same name from before. Now, 2 more to go, actually 1 more to go. So now I'm going to show you the next directory is the utils directory and the config rs, very short file. It's got the configuration, it's got the port 2025. You can use any port. I just stick to 2025 just in case I forget. I'll remember 2025 because I've been using 2025 for I don't know how long, for over a year now. So I think you've had a chance to copy it. So now I'm gonna exit, and now I'm going to show you the last one, which is the mod rs, and there's only 2 lines of code. Mod config for the config, and the reuse it to external use config, and that's it. Now if I get out, actually, yeah, get out 1 and then clear. Now if I run this, actually I might have to run it here. I'm being lazy, I don't want to remember the command. Where is the command? There it is. So this is the command: cargo run release, so it goes faster, client, and then the target IP address. In that case, that's my Mac. So I'm coming from my Mac, from my Ubuntu into my Mac. So I'm going to hit enter. It says target IP, listening on localhost, and it should be connected already. I'm bringing it from here, from my other screen, and there it is. I'm inside my Ubuntu right now. Now I'm going to do the same, but on my Mac. So I go in here on my Mac, and I do the same. Enter the same command, but now on my Mac. I can call it client, I can call it server, it doesn't matter. I can call it just YouTube, it doesn't matter. It's just a name to separate from the other so you know which one is which. Just enter, and there it goes. And now you have, this is my Ubuntu computer, this is my Mac computer. So now if I want to send a file, this is, I don't know where that's coming from, that line. This is really distracting. Let me get it here. And now I'm going to send a file. So I'm going to send Big Floyd, why not? And there it is. You see how fast it is? Now I'm going to send a file from the Ubuntu computer. I don't have much stuff here. I haven't been using this computer. I've been using my Mac a lot lately. So let me find something. What can I find? Desktop. Downloads. There's always stuff in downloads. Actually, there's not much stuff. So let me send that. It's a PDF file. And boom. Receiver Ledger Nano SPDF. I don't even want to open it because I don't want you to see that. I don't know what it is. So now I'm sending it back from another one. Boom. See how fast that is? And that's what you're going to do. Um, you can use this. I'm going to put this on my GitHub. This is the end of this tutorial. If you like this tutorial, please click the like box, subscribe to my channel, and we'll see you next time. Take care.